The 9060 XT was released just this month, targeting the 1440p gamers out there for what looks to be a decent price. But is it really? How will this 1440p gaming PC actually perform? Before all of that, I am gonna need some parts. Rightio, CPU, I want something that's mid-tier. You know what, let's give Intel some love today. We're gonna go with the Ultra 5. Storage, I guess we can go for the 1 terabyte. I'm thinking the Dominator so we can dominate those 1440p games. What do you guys think? I actually think I might just go with the Square fans. They've got a little bit of RGB, but black fan blades. I think these will look nice. Z890, Creator Wi-Fi, let's go. Minimal RGB, takes Intel CPUs, perfect. I need a cooler, but they're all the way up there. How tall do you think I am? Guys, give me a second. I'll get it down. The ROG Ryu 4 SLC 360. Looks pretty cool. I like this panoramic design. Let's give it a try. Well, we already know which GPU we're going with, and we are going with the 8GB model. Let's see if 8GB models still have their place on the market. Can it handle 1440p? ROG Strix 850 watt Platinum. That'll do. The aim, ladies and gentlemen, minimalistic. We want the case to shine, so we're gonna have a minimal amount of RGB. The case is truly unique, so I don't wanna take away from that. Let's check it out. Quick heads up, today's video sponsor is brought to you by VM and their Rec.earbuds. And okay, I know what you're thinking, earbuds, really? But these are actually kind of wild. They don't just play music, they record conversation. Like, you could sit in a meeting, tap your earbud, and it'll live transcribe and record everything going on around you, even from across the table. It even knows who is talking. And yeah, if someone calls you mid-meeting, it doesn't split the file or mess up the recording. Podcasts, videos, it can show you real-time captions and even translate into 16 different languages on the fly. It's like subtitles for the real world. And after that meeting, it uses AI to give you summaries, even to-do lists. So if you zone out for a second, you're covered. Audio-wise, they've got 11mm drivers, 48 decibels noise cancellation, and you can still hear the outside world without taking them off. Wind noise, cut by 70% compared to the previous generation. Super clever tech. Check them out in the link below. Today we are working with a case that is a little bit different. It's got a little bit of style to it. Up the top, we can actually fit a 420mm radiator, and down the bottom, even though it's the same size, you can only fit a 360mm radiator because of this bracket right here and the screw that gets in the way. The power supply is also moved to the side, and we've got plenty of room at the back for all of our cables and storage. Built-in GPU support as well. What more could you ask for? Let's get into it. With our Z890 Creator Wi-Fi motherboard built out, it is looking absolutely stunning, and we are going for a minimal RGB look today. So the only thing on this motherboard that has RGB is our 32 gigs, of course, their Dominator Platinum RAM. We've also gone with the Ultra 5 245K. I was after that mid-tier type of CPU to go with our 9060 XT. And of course, we have a Gen 5 NVMe installed, and we'll be installing a few of our favorite games and doing some gameplay testing later on in the video. I got so lucky with the fans. I actually ordered fans for this build, but I wanted 120s. Realized that I got 140s, and so I reordered the 120s. However, when I got the 120s, half of them they sent were black, not RGB. But luckily I had the 140s on hand. Now I use the 140s down here. Then I can use the 120s up top on the radiator. It all worked out. This cooler is pretty cool and unique. It's kind of like a panoramic view, and the cooler goes back and forth just in case there's RAM that's in the way. With the tubing itself, I'm not a big fan of how they've put the tubing in the middle. It's actually made it harder to fit into this case. There are some cases where it'll make it easier, but that's more where the motherboard is actually central, so the tubes can come straight down. This is putting a lot of pressure on the tubing to make that tight bend to actually fit. But apart from that, I do like the cooler. And now with the PC together and ready to tear up some games, it's time to power it on for the first time. Well, it's no secret that 8 gigs of VRAM is cutting a fine line when it comes to modern titles. But let's take a look at how well the RX 9060 XT performs. First up, we have Avatar Frontiers of Pandora 1440p high settings. GPU utilization sat at around 90% the whole time, while the CPU sat at around 10 to 20%, showing that there are no bottlenecks currently happening. So it's a pretty good pairing. GPU temperature was around 48 degrees Celsius, and considering it was at 90% utilization, it actually shows that it is quite a cool card. And we ended up achieving an average of 73 FPS. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 1440p ultra settings. The GPU ended up using 7.03 gigabytes of its 8 gigabytes of VRAM. Really pushing it there. But we did achieve 103 FPS on average, while the GPU sat at 49 degrees Celsius. Black Myth Wukong 1440p cinematic settings. This game really pushed our VRAM, utilizing 7.7 gigabytes. It's a fairly smooth playing card though, only achieving a low 5th percentage of 55 FPS, while our average FPS overall was 63, and the GPU temperature of 46. Overall, I'd say the card is okay. I think that there are definitely more GPU intensive titles out there, which this card would probably struggle with, and therefore we need to lower the quality. But for 1440p and only $299, it's good to see that there still are options out there. Now on the previous video, the Path to Main says, I remember my parents freak out the first time they saw Doom when I was a kid. I wasn't allowed to play it. I mean, I could definitely understand why. Blood, demons, it's not exactly something you want to be showing your kid, but I'm glad that we were able to bring back some nostalgia with the build. And guys, if you want to see that epic custom build that we did, then you can click on this video right here, where we put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears to creating the ultimate Doom landscape PC. You could win it too. Go check it out. Thanks for watching, commenting, and subscribing.